one of the first great civilizations to walk the earth. Ancient cities buried beneath desert winds, walls engraved with strange figures and symbols whose meanings are still unknown. The Sumerians were a mysterious people forgotten by modern history, yet echoing through the memory of humanity. They were the inventors of writing, the watchers of stars, the recorders of gods. Thousands of years ago, in the fertile lands of Mesopotamia, this civilization carved secrets of the cosmos into stone, and in those tablets they spoke of gods, but these were no ordinary gods. They were called the Anunnaki, beings said to have descended from the skies, shaped mankind, and planted the seeds of civilization. Some texts even state humans were created to serve them. Mythology, or a forgotten truth buried beneath layers of time. The connection between the Sumerians and the Anunnaki is more than myth. It is a riddle that fuels one of today's most controversial ideas. Did humanity rise on its own, or were we guided by visitors from the stars? Rarely mentioned in modern textbooks, yet shaping the very foundations of human history, the Sumerians were not just another ancient people. They were the architects of civilization itself. Over 6,000 years ago, in the land we now call Iraq, the Sumerians built the first known cities on Earth. They invented the wheel, developed mathematics, and created a calendar based on celestial patterns. But beyond their inventions, it was their written records that left behind the deepest mysteries. Etched into clay tablets with cuneiform script, these writings detailed not only daily life but cosmic events, divine hierarchies, and the origins of humanity. And one name appears again and again across these ancient texts: the Anunnaki. To the Sumerians, the Anunnaki were those who came from the heavens. They were not gods in the mythological sense. They were described as powerful beings who descended to earth, taught humanity laws, and brought knowledge. In some stories, they even created humans combining clay and divine blood. These were not metaphorical poems. They read more like historical records, vivid accounts of encounters between humans and godlike visitors. The Sumerian understanding of the cosmos was incredibly advanced. They mapped out planets, tracked lunar cycles, and documented astronomical data that modern science only confirmed thousands of years later. But where did this knowledge come from? Many researchers believe that the Sumerians could not have developed such insight on their own, not at that time, not with their tools. Which leads to a controversial question. Did someone give them this knowledge? In the heart of ancient Mesopotamia, within the baked clay of crumbling tablets, a name emerges: Anunnaki. Powerful, mysterious, revered. But who or what were they? According to the Sumerians, the Anunnaki were not mere gods of myth. They were divine beings who descended from the sky, bringing knowledge, order, and civilization. They weren't distant spirits to be worshipped blindly. They were rulers, teachers, and perhaps visitors. The cuneiform texts speak clearly. These celestial beings governed cities, gave kingship to mankind, and taught humanity the foundations of life: farming, writing, architecture, even astronomy. They weren't abstract. They had names, roles, personalities, and they lived among men. Some of the tablets describe them arriving in flying ships or chariots of fire. Others mention ladders to the heavens or bright stars that walked the earth. When viewed through the lens of modern knowledge, these accounts resemble more than myth. They sound eerily like descriptions of spacecraft and extraterrestrial encounters. one of the most compelling puzzles lies in the Sumerians' astronomical understanding. They accurately charted planets like Uranus and Neptune planets, invisible to the naked eye and not officially discovered until thousands of years later. So how did they know? According to some researchers, the Anunnaki were a technologically advanced race from a distant star system, possibly the mysterious Nibiru, a planet mentioned in later Babylonian texts. These beings may have visited Earth in the distant past, influencing early human civilization in ways we're only beginning to grasp. Some believe they came seeking resources, especially gold, which plays a recurring role in the myths. Not just for adornment, but possibly for technological use, such as stabilizing atmospheres, a theory that echoes in both ancient legends and speculative science. And what's perhaps more intriguing, the Anunnaki stories did not remain exclusive to the Sumerians. The Akkadians, Babylonians, Assyrians, and even ancient Hindus carried similar themes. Different names, different gods, but the same core: sky beings with great power who shaped human destiny. Is it possible that across continents and centuries, scattered civilizations retained faint memories of the same ancient visitors? Were the Anunnaki truly gods? Or were they ancient astronauts, advanced entities from another world? As we continue deeper into the origins of humanity's oldest stories, the line between myth and memory grows increasingly thin. Perhaps the Anunnaki didn't just rule from temples and thrones. Maybe they came from the stars and left behind a legacy written in stone. Sumerian mythology is filled with fascinating creation stories that explain the origins of humanity. At the heart of these myths is Enki, the god of wisdom and water. Enki is seen as the most compassionate and helpful of the Anunnaki, as a protector and teacher of mankind. According to the legends, Enki and the other gods initially faced difficult tasks on Earth. Humans were created to serve as workers, especially for gold mining, but these first humans were incomplete and insufficient. Enki stepped in to improve humanity and grant them knowledge. Not only did Enki create humans, but he also taught them the foundations of civilization: agriculture, writing, law, and the arts. In the myths, Enki is depicted as a wise figure shaping humanity's destiny, holding a unique position among the Anunnaki. This creation story is more than just mythology. It is a key to understanding the complex world of ancient civilizations. Enki's role highlights that humanity is not just a biological being, but a creature connected to universal wisdom. Even today, Enki's story remains significant in discussions about human origins. Ancient texts and archaeological findings continue to uncover traces of this myth, rediscovering Enki's lasting influence on human history. The idea that ancient civilizations like the Sumerians had contact with extraterrestrial beings is not new. This theory, often called the ancient astronaut hypothesis, suggests that many myths, technologies, and advancements attributed to gods were actually influenced by alien visitors. The roots of this theory trace back to the early 20th century, when researchers and authors began studying ancient texts and artifacts with a fresh perspective. They noticed strange symbols, advanced knowledge, and sudden leaps in technology that seemed out of place for the time. One of the key sources fueling this theory is the cuneiform tablets from ancient Mesopotamia. These tablets describe the Anunnaki, gods who descended from the heavens and shared knowledge with humans. Some interpretations propose that these gods were actually astronauts from another world. Moreover, the descriptions of flying chariots or ships in ancient myths align closely with modern concepts of spacecraft. These accounts have captivated the imaginations of many and led to widespread speculation about alien intervention. Skeptics argue that these interpretations are modern projections on ancient stories and that the achievements of early civilizations can be explained by human ingenuity alone. However, the mystery remains. Why did so many distant cultures share remarkably similar stories of sky beings who descended and changed human history? The alien theory invites us to look beyond the conventional and consider that our ancestors may have had cosmic connections. Whether fact or fiction, it challenges us to explore the origins of human knowledge and civilization from a new perspective. The Sumerians left behind an incredible legacy that continues to captivate scientists, historians, and curious minds alike. Their detailed symbols, star maps, and technological knowledge are often cited as evidence of their advanced understanding of the cosmos. Scientific research confirms that the Sumerians were among the first to develop writing, astronomy, and early forms of engineering. Their star charts, for instance, reveal a sophisticated grasp of celestial movements, used to track seasons and guide agriculture. Modern astronomers have even identified some of the star constellations that the Sumerians first recorded, showing the lasting impact of their observations on today's science. Yet, some ancient symbols remain puzzling, leading to various interpretations and theories. In recent decades, conspiracy theories have emerged, proposing that the Sumerians' knowledge was given by extraterrestrials or secret societies preserving hidden truths. These ideas mix fact with speculation, stirring debates in both academic and popular circles. Technology inspired by ancient Sumerian concepts sometimes appears in modern inventions and speculative fiction, fueling the imagination about humanity's origins and future. The connection between past and present sparks questions about what knowledge has been lost or deliberately hidden. While mainstream science urges caution and demands evidence-based explanations, the mystery surrounding the Sumerians' achievements encourages exploration beyond traditional boundaries. Whether viewed as myth, history, or a blend of both, the Sumerian legacy remains a powerful influence on culture and science today. The story of the Sumerians and the Anunnaki is one that blurs the line between myth and history, science and speculation. Were they ancient gods, powerful rulers, or something not of this world? We may never have all the answers, but the traces they left behind, etched in stone, passed down through stories, and echoed in modern theories, still whisper to us across the ages. Perhaps that's the true legacy of the Sumerians, not just the birth of civilization, but the birth of curiosity. A reminder to keep questioning, keep searching, and never stop looking up at the stars. If you enjoyed this journey through time and mystery, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Ancient Universe, and hit the bell for more deep dives into the unknown. See you in the next exploration.